Hello, guys. It is coffee time, morning motivational thoughts with me, your host, Tiffany D. Young. I am, as you can tell, a podcast host. I am an author. I am a magazine contributor. I am also a book coach. I love motivating and encouraging people. I believe that's what I've been sent here to do in some form or another. It's been a while. This is season 2, so welcome. Thank you for waiting so patiently for me. In life, things have been so challenging within the last 2 years, and I'm not afraid to say that, things are not perfect with everyone, and I've learned a lot, and I'm just so happy to be back with you guys. And I hope you continue to drink your morning coffee with me, and I hope you take from the things that we talk about some encouragement and help when it comes to um, changing life, just doing you and doing it in a better and positive way. So, without further ado, this is episode 1. This is season 2. I am so happy to be back with you. And my first episode today, it is entitled Organizing and Prioritizing You. I think this is something that we all need to learn how to do. We need to learn how to structure ourselves. We need to learn how to love ourselves better and take care of us. And my 3 things that I really, really want to discuss today is renewing your mind, renewing your behavior, and renewing your body. These are things that I think that even though we know that taking care of ourselves is important, I think that we don't focus hard enough on it, and we don't take it as seriously as we need to. So I'm ready to get into it. Are you ready to get into it? Do you have your coffee? Because I do. I have my little Luke's cup. If you don't know who Luke's is, okay, I am a 90s girl. Okay, so Luke is from one of my favorite TV shows. But I got my coffee and I'm ready to get into it. Are you guys ready to get into it? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with renewing our mindset. Y'all know how I am. I like to take notes and keep myself together and organized because everything don't flow right, right? Okay. So, um, what I want to focus on first is renewing our mindset. Our minds are the most important entity, excuse me, that we have. And the reason why I say that is because without this, we can't function at all. No matter what we try to do, no matter how we try to move in life, you can't operate without your mind. You can't operate without your heart. You can't operate without breathing. Okay, so what I want to talk about is how, whether we believe it or not, we visualize everything. So we take in everything and we see it in our mind. And how we see it is how we try to control our situations. We try to control our actions. We try to control our plans. We try um, to just make everything work. And visually, if we have a problem, we try to see it out, right? We try to, how can I say, um, we try to just determine everything through our minds. So when I say renewing our mindset, Everything starts in the beginning, and I'm sure you guys know that. So, with some of my notes, are you guys ready for this? Okay. So, changing things in our lives begin with new. Now, when I looked it up, okay, in the Oxford Languages and Dictionary, it says the definition, because there's many, but the one that I chose says just beginning or beginning anew and regarded as better than what was before. I like that one because it just makes a lot of sense. But for me, I'm going to say new is fresh, it's cleansed, it's a start over point because new is not what was. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of definitions that I read, it also stated that new is what is and just redefined. And I like that too because nothing's ever not been done before unless it's something that's created. And, you know, we ain't ever seen it. But when it comes to renewing our mindset, a lot of things has been done. We just all do it in a different way. Um, I like to start with this saying that my therapist, I had a therapist like years ago when I was diagnosed with viral meningitis when I was 17 years old. I had to go through a lot of healing, a lot of changing, a lot of psychologists, a lot of, mental health work. And my therapist back then, I love her so much, still to this day. She used to say this quote: if you change your mind, you change your behind. And it was something that always stuck with me because what better way to encourage a kid is, than saying behind. You change your mind, you change your behind. And in my mind, I used to say, oh, she just want to say the cuss word, but she just not going to say the cuss word. But that's not the point. Um, everything, if you change everything mentally, everything else is going to follow. And that is real inspirational to me because it all starts right here. Just like I said in the beginning. And if you're a very spiritual person, you know that Romans 12:12 also in the Bible states about renewing the mindset. I usually read the King James Version, but this one is from the Message Version. And I think it's a little, it's broke down for a lot of people to understand it better than, what's in the King James Version. But um, Romans 12:12 in the Message Version says, don't become so self don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what He wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings you, God brings the best out of you. He develops you and He well informs you, and it becomes maturity inside you. And if you didn't understand what I just said, um, what is written, it's the point of it is you can't organize and put yourself first if you don't change what you see in your mind. If you don't take all the old thoughts out and the negative thoughts out and things that makes everything conflicting and confusion, you won't be able to start developing the person that you should be, the person that God created you to be. And we tend to always adjust to what's outside. You know, we tend to always just do what's easiest for us and what's comfortable for us. And sometimes changing, it's very uncomfortable for us, and we really don't want to do it because it's not something that we feel that we have to do. Change, very hard, but it's a necessity always. So while I'm rambling, let's move on to the next point, which is renewing your behavior. Yeah, I gotta work on this too. I mean, a lot of these things that I'm coming to you with is things that I have to work on too. We are not perfect. Things just don't work overnight. It happens. It takes time. And for behavior, I want you to sit back and think about your environment right now. What is your life like at this moment? Are you gossipy? Are you angry all the time? Do you like to fuss? Or do you walk with your nose up in the air? Like, who are you at this moment? Can you examine yourself and, with all honesty, say, I am this type of person? I'm a people pleaser. I'm working on this. It is just one of the most annoying things about myself because I have been this way for a very long time. I try to keep the peace. I try to help everyone. I try to be the nicest person in the world. And sometimes these things just don't turn out the right way. You know, you end up getting the elbow to the back or to the cheek or something like that because you try to put so much into other people and making people like you and making people love you that you forget that, you know, you are first. And sometimes some people just don't deserve all of that from you. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Changing your behavior is starting by considering who you are and what energy you put in the atmosphere. Once again, changing your behavior is starting by considering who you are and what energy you put into the atmosphere. Reevaluate your current circumstances. Write down on a piece of paper the positive and the negatives about yourself. And you have to be honest because if you're not honest with yourself, this exercise is not going to work. You can't fool yourself. I mean, well, you could say that I'm the nicest person in the world. I don't never do nothing wrong. I give, I I help others. When you know, when somebody call you and be like, "Hey, can you come take me somewhere?" You be like, "No, I got a meeting," and you just sitting there on your couch eating a bag of chips, knowing you lying. Can I borrow $20? No, I don't get paid for another 2 weeks, knowing that you sitting on about 300 that you don't have to spend on nothing. But that's okay. You can say no. You just don't have to lie about it. That that's my point. Some things that we do, we have to be honest about ourselves. And some people will constantly ask for stuff and we just don't want to say no because we want people to love us and we don't want to seem mean when no is a complete sentence. You don't have to give a reason. You just no. I mean, but okay. Next, before I keep talking about that, um, do you like your current behaviors? What do your circle of friends look like? Because we attract who we are. And I know you've heard this a lot. We attract who we are. The people that we hang around with, the circle that we include ourselves with are people who are just like us. Are they mean? Do they help others? Do they talk about people? Do they think they're better than other people? Do they do community service? Do they attend church? Do they, help food pantries? Do they sit back and have a creative group that you guys can encourage each other and inspire each other to do better? How are your circle of people that you hang around with? That will tell you the type of person that you are. I mean, it sucks, but you have to really, really evaluate yourself and you have to be honest. So if you don't want to be honest about listing things about yourself, you can look at the circle of people that you hang around with and that'll tell you. We all don't have the best of everything, but we do have to make changes and sacrifices in our life to be better than what we are. It's just nature. It's just natural behaviors. It's just life sucks sometimes, but I mean, we're blessed. We're here, and we can't change other people, but we can change ourselves. And that it's a hard thing that we have to do. And if you thought about things before that you don't like about yourself, and you thought about certain places that you hang out and certain people that you hang out with, excuse me, Woo, excuse me, and things that you've seen in people that you don't like, but you don't want to necessarily be the person that's the mean girl, the mean guy, because it's not cool. I mean, if you want to be a better person, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And um, think about who you want to be as an individual. Think about the little things that you know that you don't like about yourself. Like when you go to a restaurant, instead of giving a 10% tip, you give 5% or 2%. Even though you don't have it, this person was very sweet to you, very nice, and made sure everything was taken care of the way that you wanted it. Couldn't you go above and beyond at least once or twice, especially if this person, you know, did what you asked for and even a little bit more? That's a small change. Um, it's one opened the door for you instead of saying, instead of in your mind thinking, oh, they better had because they was in front of me. Couldn't you just turn around and say, thank you, I appreciate that? Or, you're very kind. Just small changes in your life could help a lot of things. And it could change, you know, things in your life. You could gain a new friend. I mean, someone, opening a door for you. I mean, someone standing in line, they could say, oh, you have, just a little bit of items. Go ahead, you can go in front of me. You never know. And sometimes the people, places, and things you surround yourself with are just not good for you. We would rather be good people and we would rather be liked then do what's best for ourselves. And I know I'm doing a lot of rambling, but I just want you guys to get the gist of what I'm saying and how things can be incorporated in your mind. Um, the next and final thing I want to talk about on this first episode back in season 2 is renewing your body. This is one topic that really drives everybody insane, myself included, because changing your body is a very, very simple thing, but it's a very difficult thing at the same time, because in order for you to change your body, what do you have to do? You have to change your mindset, right? You got to get it in here so you can get it down here, right? You want to see something good? You got to think something good, right? Okay. So, just like your body, just like your behavior, excuse me, your body needs help healing. What are you feeding your body on the inside? Everything that you feed your body on the inside, you have to feed on the outside as well. You want to feel good. Feeling good starts from the inside. So when you feel good, you look good because you have a different, it's just something different. When you feel good on the inside, when your heart is happy, when your mind is full of joy, your spirit is just healthy and excited all the time, it does something to you. Instead of wearing, sweats and throwing your hair in a ponytail, you put on something a little tight. We don't have to do that, but I'm just saying you want to, you look pretty. It's just something about you, or it could be the way that you carry yourself makes what outside look, the outside look a little better. That's just me. I don't know, but that's just me. Changing our outside appearance is a big challenge for a lot of us. We don't like what we see, and it usually makes us go for comfort, what we feed ourselves. And a lot of people say this because it's true. If we're not happy about a little dimple on our body, a chip or two, makes us feel a little better, or a big chocolate cake makes us feel a little better. But it don't help us. The vessels that we live in that guards our spirit, our organs, taking care of all of that is more important than, just eating whatever we want. Unhealthy foods and things that just make us feel comfortable weighs us down. It's it's just not good for us. But changing our mindset, our behavior helps us treat our bodies better. Exercising is not always fun, but once you get into the habit of getting up, putting on your favorite playlist, and running on the treadmill or walking on the treadmill, you start to like it. It starts to become a routine, and sometimes a routine is fun. You get to get outside your mind, you get to sing and just bounce and dance music while you exercise is amazing. Eating right, we're not going to do it to 100% capacity, but just a little bit helps when you start. Also, you have to have proper hygiene, because the way you look on the outside and the way you smell. Proper hygiene, you need it. There's no other. Please take care of your bodies and your odor. And sometimes what you eat affects your odor. So we want to make sure what we're taking in is good for the inside and the outside. We're just gonna leave it, right? No, okay. Okay, I'm just being silly, guys. We want to renew everything inside and out. We want to make time for all the things that's a necessity. Woo, tongue tied. See, I'm being silly, and we want to make sure all these things are taken care of properly. I think mentally, physically, emotionally, all these things we need. We need, no matter whether we want it to do it or not. We have to make some kind of sacrifice in our lives, and organizing and prioritizing time for you is a necessity. It's self-care, self-love, self-determination, self-consideration. I mean, I can go on. I mean, if you don't think that you're worth it, then me and you got to have a conversation. We got to talk. We got to talk. I'll make you see how important you are. I will. Trust me. I just want you to know that putting yourself first, like I said, and putting things in perspective is one of the hardest things that um, people deal with. And especially if you are a full time parent and you're working at the same time, sometimes we just, by the time the end of the day comes or the middle of the day when we have a day off, you just don't want to do anything. But you have to make time, and you have to do things to keep you healthy, because you got to be around for your babies, right? You got to be around to watch them grow. You want to be able to continue to be able to be around your family and your friends, to be supportive, to be engaging and encouraging. So, to me, you have to, and I stress, you have to organize things to put, your mindset, your behavior, and your body in alignment. Me, I'm I believe that if you're spiritually aligned with God, that everything else falls into place. But just like I said, it takes a lot, to change everything that you have been used to for a very long time. It's hard to start that change, but you can do it. I believe that you can. And I hope just a little of things that I talked about today, and I hope that you can incorporate it with your life. Um, I hope that I encouraged you and gave you some motivation, because you can do it. I believe in you. Um, I'm making small steps and small changes every day. I am not perfect. I will never claim to be perfect. Just like I tell you, I have things that I have to work on. People pleasing and being a referee is something that I need to learn how to not do, but I'm working on it. Body changes and eating right, I am constantly doing it, but I'm making the effort. I'm prior. I am pariah. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm organizing myself and putting me first. That I can't even talk today. Prioritizing myself. And there we go. I know it's cliche, but slow and steady wins the race. That's how I feel. You may not feel it, but each day that you implement something new, it helps change something. So be patient with yourself, love yourself, encourage yourself, motivate yourself, push yourself. You can do it. I believe in you. It takes 30 days to install a new habit. and I believe you can do it. Thank you for sticking around with me this morning um, on It's Coffee Time Morning Motivational Thoughts with me, your host, Tiffany the Young. I look forward to seeing you guys the next show. And like I said, I think, no, I know you guys can do it. I believe in you. And I'll see you next time. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.